Hi, Michelle Getzinger here, and I'm with Karen Fredette. She's one of the investors I work with in Regent Square. She's done over 12 houses, flips and triplexes, and this is your first duplex?
Third.
Third duplex. So we're going to kind of take you through the whole process. She purchased this from an elderly lady who was moving into a home. The place was pretty much packed with stuff, and there was a lot that needed done. So we're going to kind of show you the process of rehabbing a home.
So all I can tell you is it's empty now,
Yeah.
but it's not done.
After many, many yards of dumpsters. We're going to bring you on in. So we'll start down here first. So this was built as a duplex, so it was never a single family residence, correct?
I don't know about that.
But
I think it may have been a single family and they added that door because of the way the floors are.
Okay.
So evidence is,
Leaning one way,
yeah,
we don't know 100%, but it's zoned multi-unit, correct?
it is indeed.
Okay, so this has all been gutted. You can see these are the original hardwood floors. You're gonna be able to salvage these ones, right?
I don't think I can because there's these hunks of plywood.
Oh.
And that's what made me think that it wasn't originally a single family because the hunks of plywood are centered and boxed in, but the rooms seem to have moved. The
Okay.
walls have moved, so.
Yeah. Well, that's too bad because it
Yep.
would have been nice. So this is actually the entrance for the upstairs apartment. We're coming in, we're cheating this way. The real front door is over here. And this is a great example of what Karen was just saying. You can't really see it there, but you can here. You can see that really nice oak hardwood that goes all the way around. And then you have the beautiful plywood. Yes. So a lot of times in these older houses, they would put pine in the middle to save money and have the oak on the outside. But in this case, that's not here, so you can't really show it off.
There's nothing to salvage.
Yep, nothing to salvage. As you can see, there's some appliances that are lingering around here. Karen, how do you get your appliances?
Well, usually I'm at Lowe's or Home Depot looking for, for a deal there. Sometimes I'm looking on Craigslist for something that's like lightly used. And these I got at Ollie's Bargain Barn. They were like half off and 30% off of that. They were a steal. So I have to go pick up the refrigerators today.
Oh, that sounds like fun. Well, come on in this way. This would be considered a bedroom, correct?
Yes.
So what are the main plans in here?
I'm going to take the washer and dryer down to the basement. So we'll have two big closets in this bedroom. The dishwashers will be installed in the kitchen. We're gonna paint everything. We have to change out some of these older windows, and the borough, for egress purposes, needs the windows either to be lower or I have to build a window seat so that you can step up and get out.
Oh, okay.
So,
So how do you find that? Is it hard for you to deal with these code enforcements?
no.
No, it's wonderful.
It's great. No, they do help though. I mean, they're there to back up whatever your what your contractors have to say to you. They come in and they look at what the contractors have done and improve it. So they are a second set of eyes.
Yeah.
But sometimes you
You
get confused.
Yeah.
About
But yeah, so we've got nice high ceilings in here.
we do.
So the crazy thing is, when we first looked at this place, we thought that the floor, the whole area here was all cattywampus and a little bit off. It felt like it slanted. But Karen was just telling me that's not the case. Do you want to explain how you figured all that out?
Yeah, we came in with a laser level, and we went square by square by square all the way across the room, front to back and side to side, and it's only about a half an inch out. So there's like a hump in the old flooring in one spot. The stove wasn't set correctly on its feet, so it made it look like the whole room went this way when really it was just a stove. And also the baseboard was installed incorrectly. So it made it look like the room went like this back to front when really it was just that piece of wood. So it was a happy surprise.
Yeah, happy surprise. We don't always get those. So what's the plan for in here?
A galley style kitchen. We took out the big bulkheads, which were a little more old fashioned looking. And so we can also see the plumbing, but we'll install a white shaker kitchen down both sides of this, and we will either donate or sell on Craigslist all the existing appliances.
Sounds good. Yeah, that's
And
good.
tile flooring here, I think luxury vinyl planks throughout the rest.
So this is a 2-bedroom down here? Or are you going to mark it as a 1-bedroom?
2-bedroom.
Okay.
The room that we were in when we first walked in, and the other room is a bedroom, living room in the front, and kitchen and bath back here.
Okay. You have to open. I got one job is to open doors, you know. I'm not even that good at it. So we're outside here. We are in the heart of Regent Square. This is such a great location. We're just a couple blocks away from Braddock, and we're close to Google, Uber, and all the great areas. So Regent Square is such a wonderful little spot here. And the fact that she's got this really nice big backyard and a deck. The last person was handicapped, so there is a handicapped elevator. Were you going to keep that, right?
I don't know how it works. I haven't figured it out. I don't know.
Yeah, the only problem is there's in the other apartment is the handicap chairlift, so they don't.
Which we also haven't figured out.
Yeah, but it's a great area here, and the next place we're going to take you is down into the basement.
The handy carpet here is so you don't bang your head.
That's a really good idea. So when we first looked at this house, one of the big things that we noticed is that there were 3 panels. In fact, this last one you can kind of see here is a Federal Pacific. If you have a box like that in your house, you need to get an electrician out. These are all recalled boxes from the 1950s, and the big problem is they don't automatically flick the circuit breaker when it's overloaded. They just let it go, it heats up, and then it starts a fire. So one of the first things that Karen did when she came in is she put all new services in, and they're all 200 amp services. And that was your house box, right?
It was, and I eliminated it because the common area, the only common area is this basement, so we're going to add lighting so that both apartments can control.
Oh,
and have
great.
full lighting in the basement.
Oh, that's nice. That's very cool. And you can kind of see the basement here. This is your typical Pittsburgh basement. This is actually a little bit fancier than most. There's not a Pittsburgh potty sitting in the middle of the room, and there are not tree trunks for support. Usually when you come down in these basements, there's literally old hand-honed tree trunks, which still serve their purpose. The inspectors don't mind them. But you can see here that there's 2 hot water tanks and 2 furnaces over here. So how are you going to do the washer and dryer? Are they going to share it?
That's my objective, but if I can't do that, I'll have to put in 2 sets or just have laundry hookups and tell people that they can bring their own.
Okay.
It's a possibility.
Yeah.
Right now I'm trying to figure out all this water infiltration. I think I have a gutter problem, and so I'm trying to figure out what's happening with that.
Most of all basement leaks are from the gutters or from improper slopage, the dirt on the outside of the foundation. This one though might not be completely it, but you never know.
I'm hoping so. That's where I'm starting.
Yeah, it's the best place to start. Okay, so if a house, sometimes you don't get to see this on video, but some houses have smell-o-vision, we like to call it, and this is one. It smelled so bad that we kind of walked around. Truly, I don't know how anybody lived here. There's so much pet urine and disgustingness. So it's smelling much better now, and we're gonna just take you straight into the kitchen here. So what's the plan in here?
This one, I am going to keep all of my main appliances on that wall, and I'm going to put an island in over here.
Well, that's a great idea.
So you walk in and you'll be able to sit along here. So also if you were sitting on the side of the island, you could kind of see out into the rest of the apartment. And I think that the refrigerator will be recessed into one of these 2 pantries.
That's
and
a
the other
great
pantry
idea.
will stay as storage.
As a pantry. That'll make it feel so much bigger in here if you have it recessed into the wall.
Yeah, I think it'll be nice.
Yeah, with these nice high ceilings too. So this is a, if you've never gutted your kitchen, you can kind of see what it looks like with nothing in it, what the wires look like and where the insulation goes. And you can see over here there's a cut-off pipe. When we go up on the 3rd floor, there was actually a bathroom. Isn't that where that toilet was at?
I'm not sure about a bathroom. I'm thinking it was radiator pipes. It's actually a big question, and I don't have you might notice that there's nobody working here today. That is another challenge being an investor, that people don't show up to help you. But we're trying to figure that out.
That's always the hardest part when you're doing any type of remodeling. I think that's getting people to show up and work is the hardest part. So this was the living room, and this was the worst room in the entire building, smell-wise. How do you deal with that?
Well, the first thing we did was take out the old carpet, and then there was a rotten pad underneath that was still stained in there. So we scraped that off and shop vacked it. We had to pull out all the tack strips and all the staples, and then we poured an enzyme cleaner over it, which is supposed to be more effective than working with just bleach, and it really made a tremendous difference. But since I can't salvage the floor, we then finally sealed with oil-based Kills primer, and that's supposed to lock in whatever scent. So, if it got wet in the future, and it won't come back out.
Yeah. It does smell 100 times better. I know you can't see that on the camera, but smell-o-vision is much better here. So this was the master bedroom, and you can kind of see Karen did the same thing here as the living room with the kilns and the enzyme treatment here too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, makes a huge difference. One of the other things that we were just talking about, we'll touch base on, this is technically Wilkinsburg in Regent Square. And one of the new laws that they just recently passed is if you, as an investor, buy a multi-unit, whether it be a triplex or a duplex, and you don't rehab it and get your certificate of occupancy within a year, they can take that multi-unit zoning away from you and turn it to a single-family unit.
That's correct.
Right, which is going to be, it's a good thing because then you're not getting people that are holding on to properties and just letting them sit there and coming back to it. But it is hard to do a renovation, especially on this scale, within 12 months, correct?
Yes.
It really you have to put your butt in gear. So this is the third floor, which is absolutely a great bonus space for this side. Are you going to turn that into a bedroom?
I think my plan is to make this a second living area, media space, man cave, office, whatever.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
And then leave that as a bedroom. Not spend the money to pull plumbing up here. But one of the problems is there's no longer any heat. So this is just a decorative radiator at the moment. And I have to figure out whether I'm doing electric baseboard, a mini split, or extending the ductwork.
So let's go back, what she just said. Can you tell everybody what a mini split is?
Well, I'm not an HVAC contractor, but the mini splits are the high efficiency heating and air conditioning heat pump units that you'll see mounted on a wall. Some people call them slim lines. They're usually about this big. Mitsubishi is one of the main manufacturers, and I've only ever done it once before, but it is becoming more cost effective, and it would provide both heat and air conditioning, and it's very inexpensive to run.
And it's ductless. It's kind of like when you go to a hotel room and sometimes you'll see that unit underneath the window and everybody has their own, yeah. So then the other option is the electric baseboard heat, which can be costly to the renter because electric baseboard is expensive. And then what was the third option?
Extending the existing ductwork to come up here. But we have air conditioning, and there's no way I'll be able to get an efficient return, so that may impact the efficiency of the entire system.
So probably a mini split would be the best.
Yeah.
And you're going to get more money if you are able to finish a space up here.
Yeah, I think so. And I kind of try to do it on a ratio of how much it's going to cost to make the space livable and how much incremental rent. So if I have to spend $20,000, do I think I'll get an extra $200 a month?
Great.
And I think I probably will.
Yeah, you probably will, I think too. So this is actually a really nice big space. If you come over here, and again, it's kind of hard because there's no electricity up here. And this is a really cool thing. See these right here? You'll see these in a lot of these older homes, these like nubs that stick out of the wall. This was actually originally the gas lighting back in the day. So they're all capped off now, right?
They appear to all be capped off. Actually, there's a gas heater out there, a radiant heater, and my husband is concerned that the quarter turn wasn't turned correctly, so we have to come back with the wrench and make sure that's off. But
yeah.
And we had some fabulous wallpaper in here, Michelle. I know you like to collect
yes.
wallpaper, so there are some samples coming off, and I was like,
oh man, I wish I would have gotten a picture of that. A nice big closet too. This is going to be a great little bonus area, and I like all the lighting. Did they give you any trouble about the egresses with the windows here?
Yeah, the windows have to meet the code. Is it 2 feet by 3 feet? I'm not sure, or 20. There's a precise written code, and they have to be accessible. They have to be under, say, like waist high, the precise number of inches, and your square footage has to be, minimum egress. So it may be that that has to be replaced. You know, and that's another problem with making any of these other areas bedrooms. I mean, I could probably get 3 bedrooms out of here, but all the windows, all the egresses, it's more trouble than it's worth.
Yeah. Sometimes in construction in these old houses, you'll hear people throw the term out, horsehair lath or plaster lath, and that's exactly what this is. There's not really insulation behind it, correct? Although I do,
lovely stuff.
yeah, I do see that. Hopefully it's not vermiculite, but they used to basically tack these strips onto the wall and then plaster on top of it. And a lot of times they used their literally horsehair in there to make it more solid, sticky. Yeah, that's where it comes to horsehair lath. And these other old homes also have a lot of knob and tube wiring, which I think most of it has been updated here, so we don't have to, yeah. But the next time I'm around, I'll show you what the knob and tube looks like. So one of the other things with these older homes is there's not really that barrier where you can have a lot of insulation internally. So one of the things that they can do is they cut these holes in and they do a blown-in insulation. You can go from the outside or the inside. One of Karen's last flips, she was able to do it on the inside. They cut a hole and then, what was it? Newspaper or?
What had previously been there?
No, what did they blow in?
I just call the insulation guy and he blows it in.
Okay.
That's all I know.
They have a couple different ones. They can do like, I've heard they use denims now. Yeah, and some paper products and whatnot. But that's
why
what
I have
these
an
are.
agent. She's more knowledgeable than me.
So in this old neighborhood, a lot of these houses are probably over 100 years old. So their sewer lines are all terracotta. And the one thing about Savannah in particular, that's the road that we're on, is that it's so deep that it costs so much money to repair it. Probably, I'm guessing if I remember correctly, it was about 20 feet deep. So every deal that we do downtown, we always make it contingent on a camera scope. And they go in and they scope out the line and they see if there's any cracks in the terracotta, and then it comes out to the road. Luckily, in this instance, Karen didn't have to worry about it. It was fine. But she is going to have to do yearly maintenance because of the trees, and they're automatically attracted to the water that's in the sewer line, so they want to kind of break in. And as soon as that happens, you can do one of two things: dig the whole thing up and put a new one in, or get a blown liner through. And hopefully if you can do that, that's the cheaper way to go. Still not that cheap, but yeah, so that's the advantage of working down in the city. You need all of those camera scopes.